Get started. Our theme today is about recognizing some of the things that irritate us and then taking a step back to understanding them. Okay, because sometimes it's about other people and that could be a trigger from something from the past. Sometimes it's something that we might need to understand ourselves a little bit, and I know that that's tricky, but I'm with you. There's a lot of us right now who feel misunderstood or judged for some of the choices that we're making that may work for our family and it doesn't work for others. But no, this is like the first time any of us have done this pandemic thing. We're almost at the end of the year. I'm hoping 2021 is going to be filled with a lot more health and prosperity for all of us. So I want you to find a comfortable seat. You can light a candle. You can have your props nearby, water nearby. Throw your hair up. Take those socks off. And close your eyes. As long as you have a yoga mat, that's all you need for this practice. Palms are going to be facing down today so we can root and ground. Take that moment, draw the shoulders up by your ears, take them back and down. And just start to observe your breathing. Maybe starting to elongate, not just the inhale, but the exhale as well. This is going to help ground you right away. Anything that has happened before you rolled out the mat is in the past. And anything that will happen after these next 44 minutes is in the future. So should you catch yourself drifting, I want you to come back to your breathing. I am here now. And then bringing the hands to heart center, bow the chin. So some of you see the theme that's coming up in stories. Some of you are hearing it for the first time. But did it resonate with you? And if so, what is kind of making that heart race of yours? What's giving you a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling? And let's take a deeper look. What can we do to not take others' actions personally? What can we do to know that we are all doing the best we can with what we have? And how can we find more compassion? So I might trigger you a little bit on the yoga mat today, but notice your reaction to it. Knowing that all of the feelings, all of these emotions are temporary. They will pass. When you're ready, you can open the eyes and then just release the hands all the way up to the sky, opening the arms. Exhale, take them by your side. Let's take 3 more breaths. Inhale, just taking in positivity. And then exhale, pushing away all negativity. Good. Inhale, drawing in what you want to create more of for this upcoming year. Exhaling away fears and what you're ready to release. Take it one more time. Inhale like you mean it, filling up. Every cell of your body needs this oxygen. And as you exhale, releasing the arms by your side, letting go of carbon dioxide. And let's take a gentle twist, left hand to your right knee. Your right arm will come behind you. You can do a flat palm, I'll turn to the side, or you can come up onto like a teepee hand, spidey fingers. Main thing here is every inhale, you're going to go taller through the spine. And when you exhale, look beyond that right shoulder. Just do it again, one more. Inhale. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Beautiful. Take a double helix. Now the chin will look over the left shoulder. It should feel nice in the neck. And then switching sides. So right hand to the left knee. Oops, I lost Instagram. Inhale, lengthen nice and tall. Exhale, take it deep. If I lose you on Instagram, you can hop over to Facebook, Florida Yoga Mama. It's a much stronger connection. Good. Take a double helix. Chin looks over that right shoulder. And then come to center and release. Those of you who are in your cross leg, let's switch the cross the unfamiliar way. Inhale, arms are going to reach up. This time we're going to hinge from the hip and fold forward. So you can walk your hands out. You can come down to the forearms. You could take your block, put it in front of you if you have it, maybe resting that third eye. And I want you to breathe so it's not just the front of your body, but the sides of your body as well. And then maybe the back body inflates. So it's a 3-dimensional breath, the front, the sides, and the back. Let's take a walk over to the right. So let your belly fold over that thigh, melt your forehead. Good, take it over center and then to the left. And just melting here, maybe pushing that right sitting bone down so you have the duality, the pushing down, the pulling forward. And then you can come to center, walk your hands in, and let's come on to hands and knees, all fours, tabletop. So wrists are going to be underneath your shoulders, knees are under the hips, and let's start with some dancing lion today. So you're just going to take some circles, taking the hips back almost like a child's pose, and then forward almost like an up dog. And then you can kind of let the neck and head go. The elbows are soft, just getting into those joints a bit. And once you do 3 to the right, just take it over the opposite way, right? Really loosening and lubricating the shoulders, the knees, the hips. You might get some cracks and pops. It's like an adjustment at the chiropractor, right? And then you can find that neutral center. So now the crown of the head is reaching forward while the tailbone reaches back. And then let's walk the hands a little more forward. So they're slightly forward, and you're going to take puppy pose. So go ahead and either melt the forehead down. You could rest your forearms on the earth as well. If you want more, you can take the chin down. And then it's up to you to do your spidey fingers here. So you actually lift the forearms. So you're going to hollow out the armpits. How much length can you find? How much space, right? It should be a nice opening. And then let's walk our hands back underneath the shoulders for tabletop. From here, we're going to reach the right arm forward. Let the bicep frame your ear and the thumb face up. Level 1, let's tuck the left toes. You can keep them on the earth. If you want a little more, lift the leg so it's hip height. You might start to wobble and shake, rooting into the left hand, the top of the right foot and the shin, and then draw that lower belly up and in. From here, we're going to take the elbow and knee under the torso, tap, exhale, extend. Good, 2 more just like that. Create a little bit of core work and heat known as tapas. Last one here. And now bend the left leg, and with your right hand, see if you can find the top of the foot or the ankle. Kicking into the leg, you can open up that right shoulder, get a nice back bend. Looking up for 1 more breath. And then with grace, extend arm forward, leg back, hand down, knee down. Side 2, left arm extends, bicep frames the air. Level 1, tuck your right toes and just extend the leg. Keep it here. You'll get every benefit. Level 2, work a little bit, lifting that leg, stay here. Pull the lower belly up and in, and let's get those core crunches. Elbow, knee underneath the torso, exhale, extend. 2 more times. Root into what's touching the mat, right? That's our foundation. On the last one, bend the right knee, and with your left hand, find that foot or ankle, maybe kick into it. Pull the left shoulder, head back, gaze goes up. And then slowly release, arm forward, leg back, knee down, hand down, child's pose. You can open the knees the width of the mat as you send those hips back. Melt, recover. And then it's yogi's choice for arms, right? You can keep extending them forward. You could even take a prayer hand. This is my personal favorite. Bend at the elbows and then take the thumbs behind the nape of your neck. Walking the elbows forward, feel those triceps, get a nice opening, the upper back. Know that you can come down to this position at any time throughout the practice. We're going to pick things up a little bit, so let's come back to hands and knees. Tuck the toes, turbo dog. So you're going to lift the hips high, press the chest back towards the thighs. Shake your head out, yes and no. Release all tension. And then maybe yes 1 more time. And you'll take it for a slow walk. So just begin to straighten through the right leg. Push the heel down towards the earth. And then rebend that knee, but just straighten through the left. And just take it back and forth at your own pace. Maybe with every inhale, straightening opposite. And every exhale, release. You might even wish to come high up on all 10 toes, dialing the heels to the right, pushing the mat forward, look under the left arm. Again, high lifted heels, dial to the left now, look under your right arm. And then find your first official dog. I always recommend shifting forward into plank for alignment, right? So the shoulders stack, and then lifting the hips up and back. The hands and feet will never move. If the hammies are tight, keep a slight bend in the knees or go a little wider than feet hips distance apart. The direction of cueing is the heels rooting down. It doesn't actually matter if they touch. We'd rather a long spine. And then you can bring your toes together. You're going to look forward, soften the knees, and let's walk the feet to the hands for the first one. Once you come to the top, just hanging heavy, release the jaw. If you like additional traction, grab opposite elbows, and you can just sway side to side. You're going to feel the hamstrings open, the lower back begin to release. Good. And then from here, we're going to take a gentle twist. So keep your left hand on the mat. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Bend into that left knee. Maybe reach your right arm up. Beautiful. Release. Right hand down, left hand, left hip. Soften that right knee. Turn the torso to the left, maybe reaching the left arm up. So don't go balls to the wall. This is our first one, right? We want to come in with kindness. Release. And we're going to ragdoll up to standing. So one vertebra at a time. Knees soft. Arms dangle. Chin is tucked. Root to rise. Shoulders up, back, and down. Nicely done. We're at the top of the mat. Toes are together. Mountain pose. So your Namaskar A, here we go. Inhale, arms reach up, gazes towards the hands. As you exhale, fold in half. You can swan dive or bring the hands through heart center. As you inhale, we create the long back. So I like to bring my hands to the shins, so I have something to push against. That way the crown of the head extends forward while the tailbone goes back. Exhale, fold down. Stepping back, plank, upper push-up position. So your modification, if these planks get a little too much, you're going to drop your knees. We're going to take chaturanga to the belly for the first one. So shifting forward, bending the elbows, go really slow, like a plank of wood releasing down. Tops of the feet are on the mat, hands are in line with the chest, Cobra. So pushing into the pelvic floor, pushing into the tops of the feet. Maybe you float your hands an inch off the mat. That way you know the work is happening through the spine. Exhale, release. Walking the hands wider than your sticky mat. Take a teepee spider finger bind. Inhale, come up a little higher, more extension. Exhale, release. So you can repeat Cobra pose, or if you're ready, take your first upward dog. So our arms are straight, tops of the feet push down, and we lift the thighs. Roll the shoulder heads back, gazes up, and then meeting in downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, rolling over the tops of the feet, push back. So you start to feel some heat, yeah? Let's take an inhale through the nose and an open mouth. Release, already noticing the benefits of your yoga practice. Inhale, right leg rises, open, bend, and stretch. You can take the heel to the left glute, maybe a little movement, rotate the ankle. You can take some hip circles. And then we're going to extend the leg directly behind us. Close the hips so the toes face down. Bend the knee, look forward. Right foot's going to step to the right hand. Low crescent lunge. Release that left knee. You can release the top of the foot as well. Walking the hands up the thigh. Just starting to get into the psoas here. So that right knee stays over the right ankle. If you want more, you can reach the arms up. You can even take your cactus, your goalpost arm. Or you can bind the hands behind the back, lace the fingers. Let the knuckles run down that left thigh as you find a little back bend. Exhale, both hands will come to the inside of the right foot, opening that right foot to the edge of the mat. Stay here, adding in twist, right hand to right thigh. Take a peek behind you. And if you're feeling it, you can bend the left leg with your right hand drop in that heel. So you reach for that foot, get that quad stretch too. If you lean back, you can open the chest. And then let's release. Hands frame that foot again. You might want to heel toe it back to the center. Left knee lifts, and we're going to step that right foot back to meet it. So this is all core here. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down. Left leg to the sky, open, bend, and stretch. Maybe you take the hip circles, rotate that ankle. Just feel joy here. And then close the hip, extend the leg directly behind you, toes face down. Look where you want to go, bend the left knee, left foot to the left hand. Release that right knee, release the top of the right foot. Excellent work. Hands on the thigh. You can reach the arms up. Adding in back bend, so you squeeze the upper back and shoulders, maybe lace your fingers, and you can reverse it, right? If the left thumb's always on top, switch it so the right one is. Unfamiliarity creates new patterns. Releasing hands inside the left foot. You can heel to the left foot to the edge of your mat. You could stay here if this is giving you a nice release. You can also add in your twist. So the left hand comes to the left thigh as you peek over the shoulder. Maybe bending that right leg back, and with your left hand draw in. That way that heel's coming to the glute. You can even lean that left shoulder back. And then to release, hands frame the left foot. Again, you might want to heel toe it back, hip distance. Right knee lifts. Step it back and lower. Here we go. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, take it down. So I want you to take 5 really cleansing breaths, calming that central nervous system. If you're able to, ujjayi in and out through the nose, constricting the back of that throat. Hugging the quadricep onto the bone, pulling the chest back. Good, 2 more. When you're ready, the toes come together. Look to the front of your mat, and then it's your choice. You could do the baby steps, you could lunge, or if you're ready, you can jump your feet to your hands. Any way you do it, keep it light. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold in, chair pose, Utkatasana. So we're finding a squat. Our hips go down, arms reach up. So sometimes I like to sit the sits bone so far back, and that's too much, right? And then if you tuck it in so much, that lower belly draws up in, and that's kind of weird. But can you find the sweet spot, like right in between, not overdoing, not underdoing, but like right in the middle. And then reach your arms up. Take your last inhale, and then exhale, fold forward, let that go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. You could jump or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. All right. So your Namaskar beat, right leg steps forward, warrior 1. Left foot goes flat, 45 degrees. When you're ready, inhale, arms reach up, 5 breaths. So let's talk about alignment. Right knee is over that right ankle. The left hip draws forward, reaching up through the hands like you mean it. And you're breathing. Open the fingers like the rays of the sun, no matter where you are. Bring the light. Last inhale. As you exhale, hands frame the right foot. Step back, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, left hand, warrior 1. Right foot flat, 45. Inhale, rise. And just breathe. Right hip forward, left knee, left ankle. Lengthen through the side body. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Light up the hands. 1 more inhale. Exhale, let's flow. Step back. Lower. Inhale. Exhale. You're doing amazing. The body is saying thank you. Your mind is saying thank you. Your soul is grateful. Take 1 more inhale. Push back on the exhale. Bring your toes together. Look forward and lightly bring your feet to your hands your way. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold it in. Chair pose. Just 1 breath. Come to stand. And release. Nice work. Let's open the feet hips distance apart. Lace the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale, you're going to hinge forward now. So the crown of the head's lowering to the mat as the arms reach overhead. So as we start to open the hamstrings, you can lift the sitting bones, which is going to straighten the legs. Adding in the shoulder component, relax the head. And then slowly release. Both hands are going to come to the mat. And I want you to turn the toes out as wide as your mat. Heels are in and find your Garland Squat. So hands can come to the heart center. Now notice, are you like totally hunkered down? Can you drop up as if there was a wall behind you that you're leaning into? Hands at heart center. Use the elbows to even open the knees wider. And it's all good if the heels are up or if you're sitting on your block. So adding on, this right arm will come in front like a kickstand. You can release the left arm up. When I was in Savannah, I took a class and the teacher guided us to bring the left hand behind the head, and it draws the left shoulder back. I kind of like that variation. So if you haven't tried it yet, maybe this will feel nice. Good. And then let's switch sides. So the left arm comes down like a kickstand. You can do the usual way, right? But as we start with unfamiliar, maybe right hand to the head, but instead of hunkered down, pull that right shoulder back. Maybe you find something you like. You train the brain for something new. And then let's release that. Both hands come down. The toes now face forward and just hang heavy. It should be a nice release. And then this time, bringing the hands to your hips. Lead with a flat back as you come all the way up to standing. Beautiful. We're going to take a big step open with the right leg. So we're in a wide leg stance. The edges of your feet will be in line with the edges of the mat, so the toes are slightly pigeon-toed. And then as you hinge forward, once you have the extension, you can release the hands right under the shoulders. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, walk your hands so that they're in line with your feet as the crown of the head lowers down. So I want you to hug the quadricep onto the bone, push into the knife edges of your feet as well as the heels and the balls of your feet. So it's almost like if I came over to you, I could slide a finger in the inner arch of your foot. Good. Now slowly release the hands in front of you. Bring them onto your hips. And with a flat back, let's come up. All right, we're going to turn the right toes to the back of the yoga mat, finding warrior two. So heel to arch alignment. We track this right knee over the right ankle. The hips are now externally rotated. So as you add the arms, we're not leaning forward and we're not leaning back. The wrists line up exactly over the heels. The shoulders are on the back of the body. And then we're kind of pulling back with the pinky fingers. So everything is open. And we're going to pump this warrior. So we're going to come to a side angle to start. Right arm could rest on the forearm, or you could take it all the way to the ground. And then we're going to reverse the warrior. So left arm down, right arm up. We'll do this 3 times. Right hand side angle to the floor. Exhale, reverse, left arm down, right bicep frames here. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Good. 1 more. And then hold your warrior 2 and straighten your front leg. It should be a good moment. Bring your back foot in 1 time, preparing for Trikonasana triangle. So now the legs are both straight. You extend the right arm to gain as much length as you can. Once you have nowhere else to go, the right hand could go down to your shin, a block. You could bind the big toe if that's in your practice as the left arm reaches to the sky. So you're pulling that right hip forward, left one back. You can extend your side, right? You can extend that left arm so the pinky finger towards the hip. Get that beautiful opening. If you want to add in your oblique, if you're still working off that holiday indulgence, the right arm could extend forward for 3, 2, and 1. Right hand down. Left arm picks you up. Hands come to the hips. Turn your right toes in. We're going to hinge forward, releasing that side. Wide leg dog now. So walking your hands forward, you're going to pull the chest through. So for those of you whose heels don't quite touch down, this should be a nice way to root and ground. Getting that opening, not just in the spine, but the hips. Relax the head. And then let's walk the hands back under the shoulders. We're going to keep the right hand under the right shoulder, left hand to the left hip. Turning the torso to the left, you can extend that left arm up. Again, up to you, flat palm or spider fingers. If you've got your block nearby, feel free to bring the ground to you. And then my more advanced yogis, you can bind left arm behind the low back so you reach for your right hip. And then this right arm could grab anywhere outside the left leg as you pull yourself through. And then switch, right? So the left hand under left shoulder. Again, you can use your block. Right hand to right hip. This is a beautiful open spinal twist. As you add on, right arm up, perhaps right arm behind the back. So you reach for this left hip, and then this left arm grabs anywhere outside that right leg as you pull through. Just letting all that tension dissolve so you open yourself up for the good. All right, releasing that jazz. We'll bring the hands back to the hips. And with a flat back, slowly come up. Warrior two to the front. So left toes face the front. Bend that left knee. So we set the foundation for warrior two, heel to arch. I usually notice this left knee caving in, so I'm going to remind you to turn it out to that middle toe. Adding in the arms when you're ready. Notice, are you leaning forward or back? Can you line up the wrists? Can you pull the pinkies back? Looking beyond the left hand. So coming into pumping it, right? So left forearm on the left thigh, right arm reaches up. Side angle pose, you can release left hand down, right arm up. And then we're going to reverse the warrior. So push into your feet, right arm down the back leg, left bicep over ear. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Legs stay the same. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, reverse. 1 more. Exhale, let it feel good. You are strong. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Again, bring that back foot in 1 time. So there's 1 leg distance apart. Hips are neutral. And then you start to extend left arm. Reach, reach, reach like you mean it. Once you have the extension, left hand can come to hook the big toe. I like to push on the shin, just don't dump. Right? And then that right arm reaches up. And then you do you. You can lean back as if there was the wall behind you. You could take bicep over ear. And then if you want, you can extend the left arm forward. So you're holding an imaginary ball for 3. Strong oblique work, 2. And 1. Left hand down. Right arm picks you up. Hands on hips. Turn the left toes in. Yogi's choice. We're going to fold forward. So if you want a little more stretch, turn your fingers behind you. So now you're not only walking the hands to the feet, but beyond. Crown of the head can come closer down. For those of you who are practicing your tripod headstand, I always get nervous with the candle and the dresser, but hey, let's just go for it. You create a triangle where the hands are in line with the feet and the crown of the head comes forward. So this is the base. You think of a chaturanga elbow, and what happens is you stack bones over feet. So that way it's all the alignment. It becomes effortless. Once the hips stack over the shoulders and the heels are over the hips, it becomes effortless with ease. And then slowly release down, Skandasana to the right. So right toes turn 45 degrees, and we're just gonna hunker down, getting a little deeper in the hips. You can bring the hands to heart center here. You could work on a bind, taking the right arm behind the back, and then the left arm could wrap around. And if you come on the heel, that's fine, right? What's the worst that can happen? You fall back. No biggie. Now let's take Skandasana to the left. You can guide yourself over with the hands. You can come to the heel of that right foot as the toes flex. You could bring the hands to heart center if you're working on that balance. You can bind it, left arm behind your back, right arm wraps around, pull the right shoulder, head back. Amazing. Let's turn the left toes forward, step it back, and then it's up to you. You want to clean the slate or just meet in down dog. Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale, take it back. This should feel really good. We're not just working on strength, but endurance, flexibility. This is the magic of your yoga practice. All right, bringing your toes together, looking forward, soften your knees. You're going to jump, step, or walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Chair pose, 1 breath, arms reach. Come to stand, and then take the arms by your side. Okay, 1 balancing pose. We're going to transition down to the ground. So, soften the knees. Arms open out wide, eagle wrap. So right arm comes underneath the left. Hinge at the elbows. You can line up the backs of your hands. If you're able to, you can do palm to thumb. You're going to transfer the weight into the left leg. Come down into a little squat, like a chair pose. Level 1, you can cross right knee over the left. And if you've got your prop nearby, place your right foot on it. That will help your balance, right? Level 2, start to take these right toes, try to tuck them behind the left for full wrap. Now keep lifting the elbows up all the while the hands go forward. So you're opening up that back. If you want more, draw elbows to the knees. So the whole front of your body is collapsed and twisted. And the open body is getting this beautiful release. From here, we're going to unravel the legs. The hands are going to frame the left foot. We're going to come to a standing split. So that right leg rises. And this should feel so good. We go from being twisted to being wide open. Adding in balance, left hand could come to that left ankle. Sometimes I like to bend the knee, get the bind, and then straighten it. Maybe if you're feeling playful today, the right hand could come to that ankle, and you'll feel like a little dance in your foot, right? Like all those fine twitch muscles are like, help me, don't let me fall. And then we're going to bend the right knee. We're going to soften the left knee, and we're going to lower the shin all the way down behind the left ankle, coming down for a twist. Right? So the right arm is going to wrap around the left leg. The left arm is going to reach up and take a spinal twist. If you want a little bit more, you can take the right elbow to the outside of the knee, and you can go for a full bind here. The right arm will tuck under and around. Left arm reaches behind your back. Oh, it's a real juicy twist, right? All right, pigeon pose. So all we're going to do is take this left leg back behind us, and voila, that right shin is in front. How's that for a transition? You can release this right block under the hip. If you prefer to do this on your back, you'll do your figure 4. Inhale, create the length in the spine. And then as you're ready, fold. Soften for the first time. Just like clouds floating by in a gorgeous day, that's what I want you to envision your thoughts are. Where you are actually the observer of the mind instead of attaching yourself to all the stories. If you want to become even more passive, maybe lower your left ear to the mat. Let your arms release downside the body so the palms are up. More of like a yin-like hold. Okay, you could stay as you are for 3 more breaths. If you want to come in and work on your mermaid or one more quad stretch, you can bend the left leg back. You can reach back with one or both hands. If you kick into the leg, it gives you a nice shoulder release. If you're doing your mermaid, you can bring the left toes in the arch of your left elbow crease. I like to bring that right heel in when I go for the bind. The right arm reaches up, and then you can lace the fingers as you lean back into that right arm. To release the stretch, the left leg goes back, hands under shoulders, tuck left knee. The right leg is going to come up and back, 3-leg dog. If you want to flip, look under the left shoulder. The right ball of the foot finds the earth, so the right knee stays bent. Wild thing, right arm reaches up. And then right hand down, take the right knee underneath you, shoot it out to the left for fallen triangle. So you're on the knife edge of the right foot as the left arm reaches up. And then the left hand comes down, 3-leg dog. Release the right foot down. Deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale, side up. Bring the toes together, look to the front of your mat. Jump, step, or walk your feet up nice and light. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Arms reach up. Exhale, take it down. Okay, side 2. Here we go. We're going to soften the knees. Arms open out like wings. Take the left under the right. Hinge at the elbows. See what you can line up. Backs of the hands, palms. This time, left leg over right. Remember, you can put the block under the toes. You want to squat down. Otherwise, how are you going to ever get the bind? You got to create a little bit of opportunity. The left toes could tuck behind the right calf. Lifting elbows up, hands draw forward. Maybe adding in the fold. So you take the elbows to the knees. Everything's in line. Back body opening, front body squished. Cleansing, rinsing, and then standing split. So hands frame the right foot, left leg up to the sky. And this might just feel amazing. You could work on handstand here, or you could work on your balance. Right? If you soften the right knee, maybe right hand to the ankle, then straighten it. Maybe for a millisecond, the left hand also finds the bind. Different rules of thought for keeping the hair square or pointing the toes, getting the extension. You do you. And then to come down, right knee bends, left shin releases to the ground for spinal twists. It's one of my favorite transitions. Let me know if you like it too. So hand around the right leg, right arm up, take the arm behind you, spinal twist. So if you want more, left elbow to the outside. You can even do your chin mudra, thumb and pointer finger. Or full bind. Left arm kind of wraps around and under. And then this right arm comes behind. Really gives you that extra cleanse. Pigeon pose, here we go. So the left shin's already released, so all you have to do is extend the right leg back. And then you kind of mess around a little bit, like how's this side? Do I need to take reverse? Do I want more, walking the shin more parallel? Do I need to use a block? Once you kind of hunker in, reach the chest open, and then melt. Belly, chest. Maybe make a little pillow for your forehead. Left outer hip, just getting this beautiful release in the connective tissue and the fascia. Again, if you want to make this more passive, your right ear would lower down so you look left, taking the arms by your side. And perhaps you know what you're releasing and letting go of. And sometimes just using these affirmations such as I am letting go, I am releasing. Just trusting that the universe has your back. Shed some of those layers and trust the process. So you can walk the hands in if you want to bend that right heel into the glute. If you want to do your mermaid or both hands reaching back for shoulders. Again, if you're trying mermaid, bring the left heel in. Let the toes come in the right elbow crease and then you can bind. Leaning that left ear, side of the head into that left arm, right? And then we're going to release. So hands under shoulders, right toe tucks, right knee lifts, left leg up and back. If you want to flip, left foot down, left arm up, wild thing, open your heart. And then take the left knee underneath you, shoot it out to the right, fall in triangle, right arm up. And then hand down, left foot down. If you feel like you want one last vinyasa, shift forward. In, exhale, last dog, we're coming down. Bring your toes together, look forward and find your seat. Nice job, yogis. You're gonna make your way onto your back. I lost track of time. We've got like 4 minutes left before Shavasana. So draw the knees in as you come down, rock side to side. Let this be a good moment. Take care of the low back and the kidneys. And then let's do our back bend. Did a lot of forward folding today, so it's important we counteract that. So bridge pose, I'll cue you up into full wheel if you'd like. So feet in line with sitting bones, lifting the hips. Bring the left and right shoulder in towards each other, maybe lacing the fingers. You can push down into the blades of the hands as you watch that belly rise and fall. Building on, maybe arms come up and overhead. You can reach the tops of the hands down and the 10 fingernails in your mat. maybe bending the elbows, you frame the ears with your hands. So you come to the crown of the head, eventually push into the hands, lift your head, straighten the arms. The knees always draw towards each other and forward. So you're not having the toes out, but the toes in. And then when you're ready to release, you tuck that chin into the chest, lower down. Once the low back touches, you can curl up into a little ball, maybe grab opposite elbows around the shins. And then let's take our inversion. So we've done a lot of twisting today. So let's just do our legs up the wall here to finish out nice and strong. You can let all that drainage come down from the feet to the hips. For those of you who do want to do another inversion, maybe you didn't get upside down in your wide leg stance, headstand, if you're practicing your forearm, or maybe shoulder stand. Keep the neck neutral always, so try to listen to my cueing instead of turning the head. You line up hips, knees, ankles, right above your shoulders. So there's never pressure in the neck. That's why it's a shoulder stand. And you can practice your eagle legs. It's kind of nice after our eagle poses. And then maybe reverse. And then for plow, you can either bend the knees and take the feet back, or if you want more hamstrings, you can keep the legs straight. It feels nice on my back when I do ear pressure, taking the knees in, grabbing my ankles. And then whenever you're ready to release, you can use the arms like a brake pad as you lower the spine down. So last bit of core work, you're gonna flex your feet. Just have to move back, otherwise my legs are gonna hit the bed. And you're gonna lower all the way, like the legs are glued together. This is working that front abdominal, the transverse, deep ab muscles. And then once the heels come down, let's bring the soles of the feet together. Open your knees wide. Placing the right hand on the belly and the left hand on your heart. And just going back to our intention. Is there a situation that right now is irritating you? And if your higher power, if your God, right, or whatever you call it, was speaking to you, what would it be saying? What would he or she be trying to send this message so you hear it loud and clear so that it doesn't have to keep showing up? Sometimes it's as simple as moving out of our own way, being vulnerable, and having compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. And then you can release the arms out like a goddess. You can let the fingers gently touch over your head. And just let the bones be heavy into the ground. Let your muscles soften. Soften the face, the expression. Part your lips. Relax the tongue. So it's like you are a vessel. And it's kind of crazy to think that the world will continue to move around you as you find this stillness. When you're ready, extending the arms alongside the body, extending the legs just by your side, and taking your final rest, Shavasana. Letting everything go now, just so you can absorb not just the physical practice, but what happens to you mentally and energetically as well. This is the most important part. Your body, your mind, it's a sponge soaking every benefit. And know that you deserve this bliss, this clarity. You've earned it. You did the work. You showed up. Beautiful. You can stay here as long as you wish, but if the sound of the chimes would like to start to reawaken you, my voice, the music in the background, the sounds in your personal space, maybe turn the head side to side and then slowly start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Eventually taking the knees into the belly, extending the right arm as a pillow, and let the knees fall to the right for fetal pose. Just noticing how you feel. And then coming up to your comfortable seat, and the eyes will stay soft as you bring hands right to heart center. Bow the chin to the fingertips. My hope for each of you is that today's class served as a reminder to have more understanding of why things might trigger us. And once we can identify that feeling and know that we have the power to change our response, our reaction, that's going to be your answer, your growth. Thank you for being on this healing journey with me. Until we meet again, I wish you a beautiful